Hello, hello. I always like to give it a few moments because sometimes, depending on where I'm located, it will lag a little bit and then my voice will be cut off in the beginning and you wouldn't have heard what I said. So, in case you're wondering, why is she just sitting there drinking while I'm here? Um, when you watch this on the replay, if you catch this later, listen, this is the reason why. Now, today is Wealth Building and Wellness Wednesday. You know that each and every day we're doing this daily live stream show if you've been following me. And so as you come on here, let me know that you're here and that you're tuning in live or you're catching this on the replay. And be sure to drop your comments on the replay or if you're here live in the chat. We are doing, well, so today, let me just start by saying, because this is a Wealth Building Wednesday and a Wellness Wednesday, I wanted to really combine the two because it's so important to me and so critical to your success as much as it is for mine to prioritize self-care. Okay. So that is what I'm all about. Like in everything I do and everything that I teach from the perspective of a holistic approach. And so my teaching methodologies really align with wellness. That means as we are on the journey, the entrepreneurial journey, the life journey, and as we are building our businesses and our brands, we want to make sure that we are always prioritizing self-care. So I was out actually taking a walk and I was going to take you along with me as promised in yesterday's live stream, if the weather permits. And I guess I waited a little bit too long to go live today. And what happened is I was out and it started to rain. And so, I don't mind if it's just a little sprinkle here and there, but it actually started to rain pretty heavy and it's cold and it's cloudy. And I thought, well, why not go ahead and have this conversation and cozy up in the car to do just that? So that's why we're here. Okay, but either way, you're going to get what you came for. So today, we're going to be talking about the differences and the advantages and the commonalities between high ticket and low ticket, why one benefits the other. There's always a debate around this and especially here in the online coaching and consulting space. So I want to kind of help break things down for you, give you some ideas, not tell you what to do, but definitely give you some ideas as to where you really can start. Or what you can really be thinking about, or some ideas you can ponder over as to which one's going to be more beneficial to you. Because oftentimes, as we're thinking about leaving our jobs, and, especially if you're still working a 9 to 5, which a lot of you are, okay, a lot of the women I work with are still working a 9 to 5, so they're working their business on the side. And there are some of you who are full-time entrepreneurs, right? But you're not necessarily bringing in consistent, predictable income. And you're always thinking about, ways in which you can not just diversify and multiply your income sources and your streams of income, which is a lot of what I talk about here, but how can you really add to your business model and maximize your profits that you're actually making? Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate those of you who are coming in and saying hello and for the compliments and all of that jazz. Thank you so much. And let's keep this thing going. I will pay attention to the chat here and there, but I will answer your questions as I kind of wrap things up or towards the end. Okay. So that we can get through this daily dose of vitamin D3 today, get you in, get you out so you can go on about your day. So I have a question for you. I want to know if you are someone who is torn between the idea of should you start or if you've not started a business yet, if you should start off with low ticket or high ticket, or if you have started a business and you're kind of operating that on the side and or full time, you might be considering and torn between if you should go from low ticket to high ticket, or when you should go from low ticket to high ticket, and what needs to be some of the things that are top of mind, because you may not be, fully understand what some of the significant differences are between the two and what the major advantages are with either one. Okay. And then I'm going to tell you which one I decided to go with when I first started off in business and why, and where my thoughts are around all of that today. Okay. So let's start here, and I'm going to refer to my notes because I have a lot to say, and I want to make sure around this topic, and I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on anything that I want to share with you today. So I have my little handy dandy notes right here, and I'll be referring back to my notes here on my phone. Okay. But so we're going to be exploring like really the strategic advantages of starting with high ticket versus low ticket. But before we really get into that, okay, because we need to have an effective business model, right? Before we get into why that's the case, or why, from my personal and professional experience and from my level of expertise, having done this for 9 years now in this business, why those are my thoughts, okay? But let's kind of take it back to what is a high ticket offer versus what is a low ticket offer. So let's start with low ticket, because many of you are selling a lot of low ticket offers, and I understand why. One of the advantages, and when we're talking about low ticket, we're talking about anything literally as low as $5 to $10, all the way up to, say, a couple of $100. Okay, that's really kind of like the short definition, or money scale, I guess you can call it, as to how low we can go, right? Versus up to what price point. So that's kind of standard. Anything beyond that, we're getting into mid-tier offers, and we'll talk about that a little bit too. So on the lower end, right, we're mostly talking about digital sales, right? Digital low ticket offers, digital, anything that's considered a digital offer is considered like a low ticket sale or a low ticket offer. Okay. So I don't want you to get those terminologies confused, because I know it can be confusing, especially if you're new to this space. And those are things like eBooks, right? Templates, as I talk about a lot here when I'm giving you examples, low ticket courses, mini workshops, right? Those sort of things. Now, and I know it looks a little bit cloudy. Hope I don't have any sun actually, so hopefully you guys can still see me okay. Let me know if at any point in time my voice gets distorted or I look a little fuzzy. It's not much I can do about it, I guess, but it is what it is, because the weather is what it is. So when we're talking about low ticket sales, what you need to understand is that you're competing with a lot of other coaches and consultants who are also selling low ticket. Okay. So yes, you're casting a wider net, so to speak, right? You're reaching a broader audience, and you're making it more accessible and more affordable for the people who are always typically looking for discounted rates. A lot of times these are freebie seekers. Some of them have, how can I say this? I'm going to try to be, nice today. As I always am. I want to say this in the most respectful way, though. There are some people that are just low quality people, and for that reason, they're doing, chargebacks. They'll purchase something, they'll learn from you, and then they'll want to charge the thing back, even though they got value from it. So it comes with a different type of person, right? But the good news is that you don't have to spend any quality time with these individuals when you're selling low ticket, because it doesn't require any time from you per se. It doesn't require any FaceTime from you. It doesn't require any extra work on your part. And yes, while it seems as though it's easier to sell low ticket prices or low ticket items, it's not so much the case. Okay. I can promise you that if you do not have, I realize I have this, I was like, what is this string hanging on me? That's my mic. I realize, if you are selling and you don't have, if you're selling a lot of low ticket items, but you don't have, a lot of people following you, or a lot of subscribers, as we speak about, being here on YouTube or on other social media platforms, if you don't have a large following, and not only a large following, but loyal followers, loyal fans, people that no matter what you put out, they're going to buy it because they know it's going to be good. They know it's going to be valuable. So in that regard, it's not really easy or easier to sell the low ticket item versus the high ticket item, because you're still having to use the same marketing muscle. You know what I mean? You still have to sell to the masses. And if you don't have the volume of people, followers and loyal fans who's purchasing from you, then you're expending the same amount of energy, and you are putting out the same amount of effort, and it may be costing you the same amount of time and or money, depending on if you're going about this in an organic way or paid advertisement. Okay. Which, by the way, is always the fastest route and more or less a shortcut to get to the sales a lot quicker, okay? Meaning by paid advertisement. That will always be your fastest way, especially if what you're doing organically is already working. Then you're just adding fuel to the fire and allowing that to work for you. But if you're doing this the organic way, which a lot of you are, you're using, content, you're posting content, you're doing videos, you're doing email marketing, you're bringing people in that way, you are having to actually 10x your time and your energy, especially if you don't have a team. And if you're working a full-time demanding career in corporate America, right? If you're working a 9 to 5, even if you're working a side gig and then you're working your side business, it starts to feel like a hustle when you do it that way, right? So so as you're thinking about low ticket offers, think about those things, okay? When you are, and before I move on to high ticket, I want to make sure that those are the main points I wanted to make with regard to low ticket offers. Okay, if it's anything else I can think of that would make sense to add, I'll come back to it. Let's go ahead and quickly talk about high ticket offers. So when we're talking about what constitutes a high ticket offer as far as the price point is concerned, we then jump from anything that I would say starts at a $3,000 or $3,500 price point all the way up to $20,000+, okay? $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 offer. So that can look like a number of things, right? We are talking then about maybe VIP days, in-person or virtual VIP days. We might be talking about retreats. We could be talking about, some sort of packaging or, program typically, right? Especially when we're getting into 5-figure offers, we might be adding things that are, like, for example, with my high 5-figure offer, I have a comprehensive, very robust high ticket offer. It's a 5-figure offer that is all inclusive, and that is my virtual academy. Okay. Now, I also have things that are on the lower scale, right? Again, because I am offering things that are more affordable and more accessible to the people who may have, be dealing with, they may be very budget friendly, or maybe they do need something more accessible. Maybe they just want to kind of get a taste of what it's like to work with me and learn from me, or they need a specific problem fixed, right? And so they are not necessarily wanting to go all in. Maybe they don't have the time to do like a full course or a full, like my 12-month program, right? So they might not have that kind of time commitment at this moment in their life. And so they just want to fix a part of the problem. Because, that's the other thing I wanted to say about low ticket is, although it is geared towards, or it's specifically fixing a specific problem, right? It does not solve the entire problem from A to Z, right? It doesn't give the person that is purchasing from you the full transformation, like as if they were going to invest in a higher priced program. Okay. It doesn't mean they're not getting results. You absolutely should be making your low ticket offers valuable. Let's say that and be clear about that. Okay. However, you're only solving a specific problem and getting them a quick win. You're still creating additional problems for them in a good way. Nothing trickery. Okay. This is nothing trickery. We're not manipulating people. In a good way, if you're doing your job right, and you hopefully you are selling your low ticket item, it creates a different problem for them after they've gotten the result they were looking for, and now they need to come back to you for the next thing. So that's what I mean by we're kind of nickel and diming people a little bit in that way. Not intentionally necessarily, right? But if they're only wanting to buy part of the solution, then again, that's when they're going to invest at a lower cost, even though what you're offering is of value. Okay, does that make sense? So when we're going back to the high ticket, you're going to get a higher quality person, because people who invest at that level understands that they're not just looking for information, but they're looking for the transformation. Okay. So we want to work with people who are not just concerned at all actually about the price. And that's, by the way, let's stay out of people's pockets. and purses and bank accounts because we don't know how resourceful people are. We don't know what access to money they have. We don't know what they have stashed away or who they have supporting them so that they can invest. We don't know what they're willing to do to make a larger investment. Okay, so let's stay out of people's pockets. So that's first of all, it's a mindset shift you have to make when you're switching gears from low ticket to high ticket, especially if you are someone who hasn't yet invested at a higher level yourself. Then that might be part of your apprehension for even going into the high ticket sales price point. Okay. Again, it's not just about the price, it's about the value you're giving, and it's about what you are offering, right? As far as how accessible are you, and what what is the transformation or the result or the outcome that the person who's working with you is going to get, right? In other words, when someone works with you at a $3,500, 5,000, 10,000, 15, or 20 plus $1,000 offer, when they're investing at that level, what is the biggest transformation that they're getting from you, right? So those are some of the differences. And with that comes a higher value, higher quality person, client, your dream client. Why? Because they're going to be willing to do the work, right? When people pay, especially at that level, they pay attention and they do the work required to get the results desired. That's really critical for you to understand. Okay. As opposed to the person who's investing at a lower scale, sometimes you will get someone who's like, listen, I paid my little $97 or $47 or $20. I'm definitely going to do the work. But a lot of times when you invest at a lower level like that, people will kind of say, I'll get to it when I can because I'm busy. I have all these things going on right now. I don't have the time, right? In reality, I don't know what that was all of a sudden like a tongue twister for me, but in reality, it's just not true. Because if they were someone who was investing at a higher level, they would make the time. They would find the time, right? And they would do the work to get the results. Because they have a deeper pain level, typically, than someone who invested at that lower price point. The person who invested at the lower price point might say, I'm going to put this off right now because they're not making the time because it's not that important to them. And for them in this moment, it's not that deep. I'll get to it when I can get to it. So it's a different mindset, right? That somebody who invests at a lower level, sometimes, not all the time true, because I'm someone who, if I invest, no matter what price point I pay, if I pay, period, I'm doing the work. Okay. If I paid, I'm doing what it takes to get the result that I paid for. So if you're someone of that mindset, then it might not matter if you invest at a low price point or a mid-tier or a high ticket price. So from someone who is a business owner, an entrepreneur like yourself, especially if you're wanting out of your job, particularly if you're in a bad predicament right now. And by that, I mean, you're someone who maybe you are working in a hostile work environment, or you have a toxic job situation, or you know that they're going to be laying off a lot of people and you're probably going to be in that batch of layoffs, so to speak, right? Then when you know that to be the case, then your urgency is going to be different, right? Your needs are going to be different. Your pain points are going to be deeper. From the perspective of the clients, as you're thinking about it as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, you need to be saying, well, then I need to go start at the higher price point so that I can get out of this situation faster, especially when I'm considering that I have bills to pay, I have a mortgage, I have rent, I have a car note, I have kids, kids in college or high school kids, or, I have a spouse, I'm the primary breadwinner, I'm the sole provider, whatever the case might be for you. If you're shouldering the responsibilities of all of that, then you're going to need to be able to replace your income quickly. Okay. So for you definitely want to start at a higher price point and start with high ticket. And what I like about that is that when you start at the high point, then you can work your way down, meaning you can pull varying components and aspects out of your high ticket offer and sell it at a mid tier or lower price point. You follow me? Whereas and if you start at the higher price point as well, you don't have to work as hard to sell to as many people to hit your revenue goals. I don't want you to miss that. So say, for example, you're selling at $5,000, right? And your goal to replace your income, your monthly income from your job, you need to make 10 grand a month if you're a six-figure earner or beyond. Then just doing some quick math here, you only need just two clients at that $5,000 price point to hit your revenue goals consistently every month. You see, that's why it's important to know your numbers. But when you are selling a $20 or $27 or $47 or anything on the lower scale, if you're selling that low of an offer, how many people do you need to sell that low ticket offer to hit the same $10,000 a month if that's realistically what you need to replace your income? Do you follow what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of doing the numbers. If the math ain't mathing, then where do we want to go? We want to start high and then go low. And that's actually my model, right? I'm all about the Michelle Obama philosophy, and I use that in my business models. When everybody else is going low, I go high. Okay? And when I started this business even 9 years ago, I can tell you, when I hired my first business coach, I was taught to start high because it's a lot easier, contrary to popular belief, to sell at the high ticket level and to hit your revenue goals and to work with your ideal dream clients than it is to sell at the bottom and compete with everybody else who's selling at the low ticket level. Okay? So really think about this. Give this some thought. Let me know if this is making sense to you and if you're getting value from today's live stream, because we've got to start hitting our revenue goals so that we can, we don't look back, at the end of the year and go, damn, why didn't I hit my goals again? And then this is just a repeated thing over and over and over and over again. Like, when are we going to get to the point where we are hitting our goals consistently, right? And making consistent, predictable income. Another thing I want to say is when you don't have to work as hard, you're giving yourself an opportunity to not burn out, right? Because when you're selling to the masses and you're trying to hit your goals and you're selling at a lower ticket price, and you realize midway through the month, or only with 10 days or 5 days left in the month, you're nowhere near hitting that 10 grand, you are going to have to consider what else you can do. Do you have money saved up? Do you have an emergency fund somewhere stashed away? Do you have bed under the mattress, right? Do you have someone you can borrow from? Are you going to have to do a side gig? Or are you going to have to, what are you going to do for the extra money? How are you going to supplement your income? Do you have somebody else you can fall back on? And if that's not the case, all the more reason why we should be selling at a higher ticket level. Does that make sense? So we've got to know the numbers, we've got to do the math, and then we reverse engineer everything so we can just dictate, or decide rather, how we are going to make ends meet, and actually not just make ends meet, but go beyond. Now, you can certainly decrease any expenses that are unnecessary, right? You can consider things that you can lower your monthly expenses and what you can do to make sure that happens. But and when you do that, then perhaps you can get your, you don't have to be concerned about replacing your 10K a month income. Maybe you can work with 7K. Maybe you can work with 5K. It depends on the lifestyle you're used to and the household expenses you have to take care of. And, what lifestyle are you used to living? What's conducive to your lifestyle? Can you realistically minimize some of those expenses and not feel like you're depriving yourself? Okay, so that's something else to think about. Now, let me go to my handy dandy notes here to make sure. The next thing I want to talk about is really why balancing both is better to grow your business. I say better, I know that's a subjective term. Okay, so looking at this though from an objective standpoint, take into consideration what I've already said. Okay, you can even start. Look, when I'm talking about getting a putting together a really robust product suite, I'm actually having a mix of all. Like I like the best of all worlds, right? The best of both worlds. So that means I include high ticket and low ticket in my business model because there's a time and there's a place for both. But when you are considering doing that, I would also have a mid-tier offer from about $2,000 at minimum to start up to about $3,500 to $5,000 of a price point for your signature core offer. Okay? And I personally like to start at, because I still charge high ticket. But if you're not yet comfortable selling at a price point of $5,000 and above, would say you can stick with maybe $2,000 to $2,500 up to that $5,000 price point. And I would consider that to be a premium price package or program, right? That you're selling at a mid-tier level, but it's your signature offer and that's your core offer that you begin with. So that the people who are ready to buy in right now at that price point, you can sell like hotcakes. If they're not, you can always sell at a lower price point, right? So that's a downsell. Or you can start from your core signature offer and upsell them once they've gotten the results from this place, because now they're ready for your next big thing. Okay, does that make sense? So that's a key point I want you to take away today when you're considering where to start. Start with a mixed bag. How? First start high, then go low. Or start from that mid-tier core signature offer, and then you can work your way up or down. You can build to your high ticket from your core offer, or you can start making down sales from your core offer. Okay? So those are some ways in which you can think about having a mixed bag, having mixed opportunities, and maxing out your profits and having predictable income. By the way, I want to share this with you. When you are, if you're at a place right now where you're like, this all sounds great, but I really don't know how I'm going to do this because I do work a job or I'm full-time in business. I work a side gig. I'm trying to do all the things and make my money meet, right? And make my money make sense and grow more faster online. But right now, so far we're in Q1 and you may be someone who has not yet hit your revenue goals. We've got the rest of February and then we're going into March and Q1 is over. And then we're already into Q2. So I always like to offer a quick cash injection. Okay. This is something I can actually help you to build and teach you how to create. But I offer this and I have a 3-hour mini workshop. It's a virtual workshop that I did live. It went really well. And at the time I was selling it for $47. It's now I'm selling the replay for $97, which is still a really great offer for a 3-hour workshop. Plan, position, and profit. Okay. If you have not hit your revenue goals and you need a quick cash injection, I teach you how to use content as cash or how to turn content into cash and make money fast, even if you have no team, you have limited time, and you have low tech skills. It doesn't require any of that. Okay, so be sure the link is actually in the description box below, but I will link it in the pinned comment after I'm done here. Okay, and that way you can just have easy access to that and you can read through the landing page or the sales page. It tells you everything that the workshop entails. And you can do this from the comfort of your home or anywhere that you want to work, okay? Anywhere remotely because it's virtual, okay? So again, it was already recorded live, so I'm selling the replay, but it's so valuable, very value packed, okay? When you are at a place where you're like, I need to make money quickly and I don't have time to waste, this is a great thing for you to be able to do yourself, and I can teach you how. But if you need money right now, quickly, go ahead and grab that, reserve your seat and watch the replay. It's on demand. So as soon as you click on the link and purchase the replay, you will get access immediately. Okay. So now, if you need more support and guidance and a customized roadmap to help you get from where it is you are now, beyond just a quick cash injection, but a sustainable business and how to grow your business from where you are right now, then hop on a call with me, and I'm going to leave the links for those as well. There are 3 different ways I'm having you work with me right now at an accessible rate, at an affordable cost that I am not always going to be selling this at. Okay. However, right now I do want to be more help to people who can't invest at a higher level with me, and that's okay. I understand. So if you want to know what it is you can do right now to get to your next level, then hop on a call with me, okay? And I will go ahead and put the links to those different 3 ways that you can work with me depending on where you are in the journey. I'm pretty much meeting you where you are so that we can work together and get you to your next level, all right? So those are the couple of announcements I wanted to make. Now, where does wellness tie into all of this? All of this, I want to remind you that as we are building our businesses and our brands, we have to remain the CEO of our life as well. That means we can't let the business run us, and we should not be building our lives around our business, but rather our business around our lives, okay? So we always need to prioritize our health, our healing, and our happiness. We prioritize your self-care at all costs, okay? Everything you do, your health and your wealth, tie in together. You can't have one without the other. So like I said, I was on a walk today and then it started to rain. So I needed to get this live stream done, and I wanted to make sure I came on to offer value to you. So here we are. But make sure as soon as it stops raining, I've gotten in 7,500 steps so far. My goal every day is 10 steps, okay? Or 10 steps, 10K steps, 10,000 steps. If 10 steps is all it was, honey, then by the time I left the bed to the bathroom this morning, I would have been done. Okay. So we need to make sure though that we're getting in our steps and we're taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, in all the ways. So get your walk on today. Okay. And when it's not raining, I'll take you on a walk with me on the next Wellness Wednesday and Wealth Building Wednesday. So as we're talking about getting to the bag, then we're also making sure we secure our wealth by securing our health, okay? Because it ain't nothing that we can do if we are putting ourselves last and burning ourselves out, okay? So let's not do that. Let's make sure that we come first. Also, get your water intake on, okay? Increase your water intake. This is a hydro flask, okay, if you're curious to know. I don't remember, my mom bought this for me actually, but this is something that you can purchase, I'm sure, online, or in any of the local stores. So, hydro flask is what this is. It keeps your water. I only put water in this. It keeps my water nice and cool all day long. Okay. And I just keep refilling it as I need to until I've drank enough water for the day. But, just sip on it in between live streams or in between, work, in between business, in between clients, in between whatever it is you're doing, in between your workout and your walks, okay? Make sure you're hydrating yourself enough throughout the day with water, okay? And so, let me make sure there's nothing else. Make sure too, you let me know, do you understand the difference? Do you understand that breakdown that I just gave? Does that make sense to you? And let me know where it is you're going to start. Are you starting with high ticket? Are you going to transition from low ticket to high ticket sales? Are you thinking about doing a mid-tier offer, a signature core offer at a premium price? Those are the ways in which I highly, highly, highly recommend, so that you have various ways for people to work with you, because in all honesty, you catch more people you meet people where they are when you do it this way, right? Imagine if I just had a 5-figure offer, then I'm missing a lot of people who are at this level or at this level, right? If I'm only trying to capture the people at the bottom and sell just at an affordable rate, but it's not really offering people the full transformation, then I'm doing the people up here a disservice, right? And I'm not really getting the people here ready for this level up here. And then I have nothing else to offer. See, a lot of times what you don't know or what you don't see from the outside looking in, if you're not deep into understanding how this online business works, you're probably selling low ticket, but if you don't have something else on the back end to offer the people you're selling to, then what is the lifetime value of that? Because it stops right there at the low ticket offer. But you want to keep people working with you. So you want to have a low ticket, a mid-tier offer, and a high ticket offer, and really any and everything else in between, because that can look like a number of things at each level, right? There's a lot of different ways you can sell low ticket. There's a lot of low ticket offers you can consider selling. There's a lot of mid-tier offers you can consider selling, or just your main core offer. And then you have different ways in which people can work with you at the higher tier. Okay, so I wanted you to really drive that home, because I need you to really understand how it is that you can. Now that's just, talking about the differences between. That's not really talking about the marketing aspect of it. Although, like I said, you're going to expend the same kind of energy, but you'll spend a lot less time if you're selling at the higher ticket, right? If you need help with like the entire process, where do you market? How do you market? How do you promote these? How do you price these different levels, right? What kinds of things that can you actually create to meet these different criteria levels? Like if you need help with the whole, way of doing this, the whole process, I'm happy to help. Again, hop on a call with me, and I'm going to leave the link to different levels or different ways that you can work with me in the link below, a pinned comment rather below. You can also find it towards the top of the description box. Okay. So I believe that's all I have for you today, but do let me know what resonated with you the most, what you're going to do today, what you took away from this message today, this live stream. And if these episodes are really, this live stream series is helping you and adding value to your life and to your business. Okay. Because listen, we are leveling up this year. And in order to do that, I want to hop on here every day, to at least Monday through Friday, to help you do the very thing you need to do to get to your dream, okay? And live out your dream life. It doesn't just have to be a fantasy. You can really turn your dreams into reality if you're just knowing exactly what steps to take, what strategies, what structure to use, right? How to structure yourself, your business, how to structure your day, and really what strategies are the most effective for you specifically. Now, you need to be the one who decides what that is for you, but you need the information in order to get the transformation. And for me, it's about helping you get to the transformation. And I work with solid decision makers and fast action takers in order for that to happen. And that's another reason why I predominantly sell high ticket over low ticket. Okay. And also have a mixed bag of all three. All right, so that's my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out. Why do I get tongue-tied when I say that sometimes? My mind and my mouth don't always match, because I'm always fast forward, right? But I'm going to do that again, okay? One more again. Let's wind that back. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. If you didn't watch this video from the beginning, go back and watch the replay. I'm doing this live stream series daily. Share this video out with at least 3 people. Your biz besties, your entrepreneur entourage, or anybody you know, your colleagues, your associates, your acquaintances, or whomever can benefit from this message today, so they too can get the same information that you're getting and the value that you're getting, and sharing is caring. All right. Now, again, that's my time. Thank you so much. This has been your daily dose of vitamin D3 today, and I hope it's been very valuable to you. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.